Once you learn about the Pygmalion effect, you'll never look at the world the same way. The Pygmalion effect, simply put, is the idea that our beliefs about other people affects our behaviors towards them, which in turn influences their beliefs about themselves, which in turn influences their behavior towards us. So, for an example, to try and illustrate this point and how we would work practically, let's say I have a student and I believe this student is not smart at all. I think he's really dumb. I'm completely set in my ways and I think this student is really, really dumb. That's my belief. Now, because I believe he's dumb, I'm going to treat him like a dumb person. Okay? How is that student going to feel about himself? He's going to feel like a dumb person because he's being treated like one. So how is he going to act? He's going to act in ways which are going to be perceived as dumb. So he's going to act dumb as a result of feeling dumb. And what does that do? It reinforces my original false belief about this student. In other words, it turns into a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, let's look at an alternate example. Let's say I have a student and I think this student is really, really smart. Now, my belief is the student's really smart. So how am I going to treat that student? I'm going to treat him like a really smart student. And how is the student going to feel about himself? He's going to feel really smart. So he starts to act really smart, which in turn reinforces my belief about him as being really smart. So once again, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And the Pygmalion effect was taken from a study which was done in a school, whereby students randomly selected and had normal IQ, they told the teachers that these selected students, random by the way, were really, really smart. And what ended up happening is just because the teachers believed these students were really smart, they excelled and exceeded all the other students. And there wasn't anything superior or better about their IQ. Just because the expectation of these students was much higher, it resulted in them having much higher grades. So what can we take away from this? I believe the main thing we can take away from this is we really need to be conscious of our beliefs towards other people. If you believe other people are a certain way, it could essentially produce the same effect. If I believe these group of people are really bad, I'll end up treating them really bad. So they start feeling like bad people and start acting like bad people, which reinforces my false belief that they are bad. And this doesn't just apply to other people. We can apply this to ourselves. So if you're convinced you're a certain way, no matter what I do, I just can't understand X, Y, and Z. No matter how hard I try, I always fail. So now you view yourself as a failure, right? That's your belief about yourself. So because that's your belief about yourself, that influences your behavior. And ends up reinforcing your false belief, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So now that you know this, you need to be really conscious of how your perception of other people can influence them, and it can essentially create a scenario whereby your false beliefs negatively impact other people's lives, and it goes the same towards you. Your false negative beliefs about yourself could negatively impact your life. So please be really conscious of this.